Hi, and welcome to Transitional Changes Mission Podcast Show. This is your host, Queen Summers, and I'll be doing the show solo tonight, but I will not be alone because I have you listeners out there who will be listening in. And I thank you all for tuning in this evening because we'll be talking about a wonderful topic, and most of my topics will be centered around our homeschooling series. And this topic tonight we'll be talking about authentic learning. So you don't want to miss this show, and it'll be packed with vital information that could help all families in whatever situation you are transitioning to. Stick around and I'll be right back with you. Hi, and welcome back to Transitional Changes Mission Podcast Show. This is your host, Queen Summers, and shout out to King Summers. Now, almost everyone has had a memorable childhood field trip. Bringing a bag lunch, riding the school bus with classmates, and a parent chaperone with a group filled with best friends always made for a very special day. I know we know the environment in which a child spends their time plays a significant role in brain development. And one of the benefits of homeschooling is the flexibility that it provides. While rigid textbook-based learning too often feels like a chore for young, energetic children, a homeschool curriculum can be designed to provide maximum education without the snooze fest. So with that being said, learning at home can also start to feel like torture if both the student and the parent are getting cabin fever. So in this case, I'm suggesting you to arrange for a change of scenery, stat, and take your lesson plan on the road. So that's what I'll be introducing tonight for all of the families who, regardless of if the children attend a building or in the home, learning with family is a journey that doesn't end when the bell rings to go home or when your watch says it's time to clock in to go to work. It's unending. Field trips enrich and expand the curriculum. It strengthens observation skills by immersing children into sensory activity, increase their children's knowledge in a particular subject area, and expands children's awareness of their own community. And awareness in the community right now is very prevalent and is very beneficial and it's very good knowledge to have, because I was just talking to a young lady probably about 2 days ago, and I asked her for some directions about an area that was supposed to be well known, but I had no knowledge of it. And it was on the east side. That's what she told me, the east side. So when I started asking her about this place on the east side, she said, well, I really don't know too much about that, Queen. I just know the east side. But if you know the east side but you don't know the community in which the east side reside in, then that's a big question mark for me. And it also brings up the topic of how can we get our students more engaged in the world around them? How can we get our students, our children, to be more focused on learning the things around them? Because even though textbooks are readily available, like I was saying in previous shows, children have different styles of learning. And one that I'm using with my princesses is a hands-on approach. And that hands-on approach is amazing because it involves them and it actually gives them an understanding of how they can learn from their self, not just from me, their teacher, but their self. And so, yes, we're going to get into some solutions about this. And if you are loving our show this evening, please don't hesitate to visit our website at www.transitionalchangesmission.wordpress.com. Or if you have some suggestions, would like to answer my questions, you can also write at tcmissionspeak@gmail.com, or you can call us at 910-985-9090. The professional title for the hands-on approach that I would like that I like to use with my princesses is called authentic learning. It's an instructional approach that places the children at the heart of real life experience. It's armed with a challenge to address, a task to be handled, or content to explore. And I allow them to develop academic and problem solving skills in a context that is relevant to the learner. The most important benefit of authentic learning is that it prepares children for the real world more effectively than traditional classroom based learning. And with authentic learning, your child's activities match the real world tasks of professionals in practice as closely as possible. This is the future of learning. Our children will become adults in a world more complex than our own and will have to solve real world problems creatively and collaboratively. So why not start them on the path for success right now? And you can start with taking them on field trip while they are growing, while they are learning, while they are looking around within the environment. Those suggestions will be back when I come back from this break. But I thank you all so much for listening to the show this afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time you're listening. And also a special thank you to everybody who's been listening to our shows. And we are trying to make this mission of ending family homelessness one with not just ourselves, because we cannot do it alone, but with you as well. So once again, a big thank you to you. So continue sticking around. Your host, Queen Summers, will be back with solutions and tips on how we can get our children, all of our children, whether they're in school or at home, on this authentic learning. Hi, and welcome back to Transitional Changes Mission Podcast Show. This is your host, Queen Summers, and I am speaking with everyone this evening about our homeschooling series. If you're just now tuning in, I've been talking about basically the new practice, which is called authentic learning. And authentic learning is just basically an instructional approach that places children at the heart of real life experiences and arming them with a challenge to address, a task to be handled, or content to explore, helping them to develop academic and problem solving in a context that is relevant to them. Now, instead of preparing our children for a leprechaun, a pot of gold, or an Easter bunny and some eggs, the basic thing that I would like to suggest this evening when you get down to authentic learning is to come up with some tips. And you don't need a pocket full of money. All you need is creativity and imagination. And if you have those two things, then this should be a breeze. But for those of you who are still trying to figure out where do I come in at as a parent and how can I incorporate that into my family social schedule, learning schedule, or any schedule, I'm going to provide you with some tips, maybe some possible solutions. I know one is state park. State parks are a gold mine when it comes down to childhood education because these lands are protected. They offer beautiful landscape, recreational possibilities, and they often include historical sites. Some students will benefit not only from the fresh air, but also from learning about why the land was designated as a state park in the first place and the valuable labor that goes into maintaining it as such. I know another place would be a greenhouse. Greenhouse gases, greenhouse vegetables, tomato. There's a good chance that your kid is legitimately asking that question. Of course, there's nothing wrong with greenhouse tomatoes, so sweet and juicy, even in January, and everything wrong with the similarly named gases. So why not incorporate an actual greenhouse field trip to to address both topics. Plus, even if your student or child doesn't come away with a solid understanding of the greenhouse effect, you'll probably be able to score some pretty sweet produce in the process. You can definitely call up your local veterinarian and act if you can bring your young animal lover in for a tour and an opportunity to observe the medical care given to the beloved pets. These types of field trips offer an inside look at a specific career, and you can use the police department, the fire department, any type of career. But in these specific career fields, it's an excellent way to help your children explore an area of interest or possibly to discover a new one. No matter what religion, if any, you practice in your home, exposure to different faiths is an important way to encourage your children to celebrate diversity. I see a lot of children only based in an area in which they live. But if you take that child out of that area and put them into an area that they have no knowledge of, they will definitely open their eyes up to see, well, this person is walking like this to their car, but when I'm over on the east side, they don't even walk to a car. They run. So it will begin to open their minds up. And if your child has expressed interest in religious studies or if spiritual nourishment is high on your priority list, a whirlwind tour of several houses of worship is an excellent opportunity to learn about different beliefs while promoting the value of open-mindedness. I'm an advocate for reading, and if you've been listening to this show for a long time now, you know that. If your child has read any book written by an author from your home state or any state, you might be able to identify references to real places like the street or the cafes, bookstores in the text. And this one might take a little research, but the payoff is a field trip that promises to bring literature to life and inspire a love of reading and writing. So overall, the real world connection and hands-on experiences are proven methods of better learning. The retention of a concept better when a child experiences it practically. Field trips act as a significant help in this area. A child might read about flora and fauna of a region or the cultures and traditions prevalent there. But to know the things in a much better manner, you have to experience the place for yourself. And that's what I want you to do out there to all the listeners who are listening to our show and they're a parent. Take your time, write down a couple of suggestions, maybe make up your own suggestions. But whatever you do not stop your child learning when it's time for school to end. Continue using your knowledge that you know to help your child to open their mind and expand their mind to all the wonderful things there is to learn. And that's the gift that keeps giving. You can give your child a million things in this world, but a sound education will last a lifetime. It will outlive you and them and be given as a gift for your generations to come. So once again, I would like for you all to take the time out to listen to our show, previous shows. Take the time out to share us with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your associates. Take the time to understand and really, really, really genuinely understand that this is a mission. And the mission is to end family homelessness. The mission is also to reach one, teach one, and bridge the connection to communication. And I know we are doing an excellent job because you are still here. So pat yourself on the back while you pat us on the back because we are one. And this is Transitional Changes Mission. Once again, you can write to us at tcmissionspeaks@gmail.com. Visit our website at www.transitionalchangesmission.wordpress.com. Listen to our episodes on Podbean, Breaker, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're everywhere. We love you. We thank you. We also congratulate you all out there who are taking the time out to think about your children's future. You are one step in your transition from mother, father, and adding on authentic learning teacher. So meditate on that. Once again, I'd like to thank you for listening to our show tonight. This is your host, Queen Summers. Have a great night.